The Indianapolis Colts have shocked the league by starting 2-0 for the first time since 2009, and the reason behind it is not what most people expected. Daniel Jones, the same quarterback many wrote off with the Giants, is now running this offense with confidence and control. Nobody thought this pairing would flip the script so quickly, yet here we are, watching a team that suddenly looks alive in a way Colts fans have been craving for years. This isn't just about winning games, it's about rewriting a quarterback story in real time. What nobody is talking about is how much has changed around him. This isn't New York anymore. The Colts have built a system that feels stable, with a coach who understands quarterbacks and a roster that actually gives him a chance to succeed. He is not just surviving plays, he is directing them. That shift is why fans are seeing a different version of Daniel Jones, one who doesn't look like a placeholder but a leader. And with every snap, the pressure builds for what this could mean moving forward. The shocking part is how natural this fit looks already, as if Jones has been waiting for this stage his entire career. 2 games in, he is not just proving doubters wrong, he is proving that Indianapolis might be the perfect home he never had. But the real question now is why the Colts fit him so perfectly when the Giants never could, and that answer starts with the coach who is pulling the strings behind the scenes. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Colts and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 300 likes on this video. The Indianapolis Colts look like they custom-built a lane for Daniel Jones, and the part nobody expected is how natural it feels already. What nobody is talking about is the way his first read shows up on time. His outlet is ready when the defense cheats, and his legs are used by choice, not panic. This is not a quick fix. It is a calm rhythm that turns long drives into a plan instead of a scramble, and that changes how teams must defend Indianapolis. Here is the twist. Shane Steichen runs a quarterback-friendly blueprint that trims the noise and gives clean answers. Pre-snap motion sets the picture. Bunch looks create free releases, and play action keeps linebackers honest so the throwing lanes stay clear. Jones does not have to force hero plays. He operates with timing, moves the pocket when needed, and takes the smart yard when the coverage wins. That balance is why this fit looks less like a hot start and more like a system that travels. Now the question becomes proof. Can this plan hold when the opponent is fast, physical, and ready for it? The next step shows how it played out against Miami and Denver, what the film reveals about decision-making, and why the numbers tell a bigger story than a box score ever could. The Indianapolis Colts did not just win. They answered tough questions in real time. Against a fast Miami team and a physical Denver unit, Daniel Jones showed poise that people said he did not have. The surprise is how calm he looked when the game tightened, as if the noise around him finally went quiet and the field opened up. Week 1 told the first part. Jones went 22 of 29 for 272 yards, with 1 touchdown and 0 interceptions, as he kept Miami off balance without forcing throws. Week 2 raised the bar. Against a defense that lives on pressure, he went 23 of 34 for 316 yards with 1 touchdown, and again, 0 interceptions while guiding the final drive that set up Spencer Schrader. The flag for leverage gave Indy another crack, and Schrader finished it. But the real story was a quarterback who stayed in control when inches decided everything. Now the picture widens. If this is the standard, then the next step is seeing how the pieces around him keep that level high. Jonathan Taylor brings the burst. Michael Pittman Jr. holds the matchup at the boundary. Alec Pierce stretches the field. Josh Downs moves chains inside. Adonai Mitchell adds smooth separation. Tyler Warren gives a new target in the seams. The line protects the pocket. That is where we go next, because the supporting cast explains why this offense feels built to last. The Indianapolis Colts look dangerous because the offense hits from every angle, and the twist is how simple it feels when the clock gets tight. Defenses line up to stop one threat, then the ball goes somewhere else before they can react. Nobody expected this group to look explosive and patient at the same time, yet that is exactly what is happening as drives stack and the field keeps tilting in Indy's favor. Jonathan Taylor is the spark that turns good calls into big gains. He just posted 25 carries for 165 yards and added 2 catches for 50 yards with a touchdown, the kind of workload that forces safeties to creep down and opens windows outside. Michael Pittman Jr. wins at the boundary, Alec Pierce stretches the top, Josh Downs moves chains inside, Adonai Mitchell shakes free on crisp routes, and Tyler Warren owns the seam with size and strong hands. The passing game is unselfish too, with 5 players drawing 5 or more targets, so the defense never knows who gets the ball next. Up front, The line is the quiet engine. Quentin Nelson sets the tone. Bernhard Raimann and Braden Smith keep the edges clean, and even after losing Ryan Kelly and Will Fries to Minnesota, the pocket stays steady and the lanes stay clear. That protection lets the offense choose how to attack instead of reacting. Now the question flips to the other side, because if the defense can rise to the same level and finish more series, this balance might be what carries Indy into tougher weeks ahead. The Indianapolis Colts are winning, yet the tape shows a defense that bends early and then slams the window shut when the stakes spike. The twist is how a unit that looks stressed for long stretches flipped the final moments into control. What nobody is talking about is the way urgency sharpened their details, from pursuit angles to finish, turning chaos into stops right when the game demanded it. There were issues and there were answers. The four-man rush went quiet at times and tackling slipped, but the response was real. Cameron Bynum delivered a momentum swing with a second straight game that included an interception. Nick Cross led the charge with active run fits and coverage breaks, and DeForest Buckner stacked disruption with tackles for loss, while Grover Stewart firmed the middle. Despite the bumps, the defense allowed 0 points in the fourth quarter, which is why the door stayed open long enough for the finish. Xavier Howard fought through a rough first half, then steadied late, and Kenny Moore kept the back end organized when the calls tightened. Now comes the fix list that can raise the ceiling. Getting Charvarius Ward back restores a true boundary anchor. Samson Ebekom's snap count can climb to boost edge pressure. Zaire Franklin keeps screens from turning into explosives, and Leatu Latu adds fresh juice when he is rolling. If the rush and coverage tie together earlier, this group stops chasing games and starts dictating them. That sets the stage for the next piece, because the plan in the quarterback room is built to feed that balance, and it changes how the season can grow from here. The Indianapolis Colts built a plan that wins today while shaping tomorrow, and the secret is how clearly every role is defined. Daniel Jones owns the huddle and the tempo, and that calm spreads through the sideline when a drive turns tight. What nobody is talking about is how predictable this makes the operation for his teammates and how unpredictable it becomes for a defense that cannot guess where the ball goes next. Jones gives this roster a steady compass. He reads coverage, takes the throw the play gives him, and uses his legs when the math says it is free yardage. That stability buys time for Anthony Richardson to grow without shortcuts. He learns the tells before the snap, tightens footwork, and speeds up his eyes so reads feel natural instead of rushed. There is no race here. Richardson can stack reps the right way while the starter keeps the season on track and the locker room unified. Now the picture widens beyond one room. If Indy keeps this rhythm, the ripple touches the whole division and the way people rank this team. The next question is simple. How fast can a clean quarterback plan tilt public picks, power charts, and the fight with the Titans, Jaguars, and Texans? That is where the narrative gets tested next. The Indianapolis Colts have quickly reshaped the AFC South race, flipping national doubt into belief with a start that feels more than just a hot streak. Ranked as a top 5 offense and a top 2 defense after Week 1, they now stand as the only undefeated team in the division, a balance that forces rivals to adjust game plans and media to shift power boards. What makes this surge striking is not only the record, but the steady execution in tight moments. And with Tennessee, Houston, and Jacksonville looming, the real test is whether clean red zone play, consistent takeaways, and strong leadership can turn this early surprise into a lasting climb. Your voice now matters to this story. Should Jones be in early Pro Bowl talks if this pace holds? Which matchup worries you more, the Texans' front or the Jaguars' speed? Who is your breakout pick on defense next week? Cameron Bynum, Nick Cross, or Charvarius Ward? Drop your thoughts in the comments, tap like if you want deeper breakdowns, and hit subscribe so you do not miss the full divisional preview that is coming next.